Republican Congressman from the great state of New Jersey, Jeff Van Drew. Congressman, always good to see you. Welcome back, sir.
Oh, it's good to be with you. Thanks for having me.
You know, what are your thoughts on this trip so far? I mean, the president seems to be putting American business first, had a plane load full of CEOs, tech giants and others. He's getting some deals for Boeing jets. That means American jobs, doesn't it?
It does mean American jobs, and the way that we're striking these agreements are making sure that we're keeping America in mind. One of the problems we had, and one of the reasons that we've had to renegotiate so many of the deals we've had around the world, including China, is because the United States of America was always getting the short end of the stick. Our stuff was being tariffed, theirs wasn't. They were getting special trade agreements, we weren't. I mean, from Jumpstart, it was important that we talk about with this new Congress that came in and the new president, that we do things that are advantageous and beneficial to the American people ultimately. And it will be. It doesn't happen instantly, but these are all good agreements.
Absolutely. Here's the president earlier talking about the U.S.-Chinese relationship. Listen.
The American and Chinese people share much in common. We value hard work. We value courage and achievement. We love our families and we love our countries. Together we have the chance to draw on these values to create a future of greater prosperity, cooperation, and happiness and peace for our children. We love our children, this region and the world. It's a special world with the two of us united and together.
So are you hopeful about what might come out of this summit from a national security standpoint? Because, you know, previously Republicans like yourself have probably been a little critical when Gavin Newsom and other Democrats rolled out the red carpet with Joe Biden and others for Xi Jinping. We don't fully trust China, obviously. It's a communist nation. The president clashed with them before. What do you think about this warm back and forth?
Well, we've got to be careful. We've got to be circumspect and make sure everything is as it should be, number one. Number two, we're worried in the past because some of the leaders that you just named, like Gavin Newsom, were so weak. They were basically there on bended knee begging. That's not the way to go about it. And we also need more human rights advancement in China. What they do to some of their people, some of the slavery, some of the organ harvesting, this is horrible stuff. So there's a way to go. But this is a real good beginning, and it's a beginning that will enable it to be an advantage to the U.S. as well, not just China.
There you go. Let's talk about Iran, because obviously we know Iran wants oil. China wants oil from Iran. The White House put out a readout of these meetings so far that say it says the two presidents agreed that the Strait of Hormuz must remain open, and that the Chinese president agreed Iran can never have a nuclear weapon. That seems important because China has had this little strategic alliance, if you will, with Iran that we've all been skeptical of. Do you think that's a good start to ending the war in Iran, that China's saying, look, they can't have nukes, you're right, Mr. President, and we want the Strait open?
And we all want the Strait open because there's so much that depends upon that. And with the, world marketplace being what it is, even though we don't use that oil, it still matters because it affects the price of oil, which affects the price of gas, and that's a big deal in America, and that affects our economy tremendously. So it is important that it be open, and I hope that China puts pressure on its ally, still its ally, Iran, that they need to do this and they need to stop. We need to move forward. Iran can have a pathway forward. They can't have long-range missiles. They can't have nuclear material. They can't enrich uranium. They can't have a whole nuclear arsenal. That's without a doubt, because these people will do whatever they need to do, and they do not particularly love America. But I think we can strike an agreement, and I think China can be helpful with that, and we can help each other's economy and the economy of the world.
So let's talk about our economy. You're on the ballot in November. While the president's trying to get the Strait of Hormuz fully open, working with China, back here at home, I don't have to tell you that I'm sure in the great state of New Jersey, people are frustrated with high gas prices. The president keeps saying they're going to eventually drop like a rock and that it'll be fine by the summer. The summer, as you know, is coming up pretty fast. Are you getting nervous about the affordability issue?
I've been around a while. I don't get nervous easy, so I'm not nervous, but I am very concerned. I care about my people. You know, I live at the Jersey Shore, so we have a lot of the coastal communities, the beaches and tourism. We also have, where I live, a lot of the farmers. It is the Garden State. People don't realize it when they're in the northern part. Down by us, we have big farms. The prices of everything is affected by petroleum. We've got to get those prices down. Now, we've done some good things. Opening pipelines, ensuring that we produce more energy, ensuring that we find more energy. That's going to bode well in the future. But we've also got to help right now, and we've got to get this done. And quite frankly, we need to get the big oil companies to help the president. I know they need to make a profit. Everybody wants to make a profit, but I think they're making a real good profit right now. So we need them to work for the American people and with the American people a little bit more.
Now, the president made a comment before he went to China where he was asked, when you're negotiating with Iran, how much do you worry about Americans, average Americans, in their financial situation? And he said, I don't really worry about that, essentially, because I'm worried about making sure, as you said a moment ago, Iran doesn't have nuclear weapons. That's what the peace negotiations are about. He was separating it from the pain back here at home. I think you and I and our viewers know what the president was saying and what he meant. The left, as you know, is taking that and saying he doesn't care about average Americans. Here's what Joe Scarborough is saying at MS Now. I want you to react. Watch.
Willie, come on. Like, Democrats are now going, wait, is he saying that openly? I mean, this is the nightmare of the American firsters who said, oh, we don't want to get involved in worry about us here at home. And all of the people, Tulsi Gabbard, that said, he will never get you into wars. He will worry about you. He will never do this. He will worry about you. J.D. Vance, the same. You can go down the list of everybody. You can go down the list of all of the talkers that said the same thing. And he literally is saying, I'm not worried about you. I don't even think about you. I'm worried about an endless war.
So this is what the mainstream media does. They're totally taking it out of context. We know it's wrong. And this is not a forever war in Iran. So his whole premise is wrong. Let's just state that. However, this is the garbage that voters in your state and all around the country, our viewers around the country, are going to see. So how do you push back on that? Because they're going to say, look, you're part of this Trump agenda. You don't care about average Americans, and you're for a forever war. How do you answer that?
Well, we're going to get our information out. We do care very much about affordability. We care about the cost of living increases and all that goes on. It's a problem. We've got real issues with that, and we need to address it, and we need to do better with it. At the same time, what the president was saying there was, when I'm negotiating whether you can have nuclear weaponry or long-range missiles or not, I'm not thinking about that issue at that moment. And he's not. He's thinking about the safety, because if we, are not safe, then nothing is worthwhile. At the same time, obviously very worried and concerned about the economy. And I think things are going to get better, and we are going to come out of this. And again, we need the cooperation of the oil companies. As soon as we straighten out the straight, as it were, then we need to move forward and lower the damn prices, because it's important. And people, I emphasize again, whether it's trucking, whether it's farming, whether it's manufacturing, it's every industry, every product, it all depends upon oil, and we need to do better. Once we get those prices down and get more production up, and all these other things happen, it will be good.
Lower the damn prices. That's how they speak plainly there on the Jersey Shore. I've been there around due process. My friends at that great golf course, that's probably in your district. So in celebration of America 250, we've been asking members of Congress like you what they love most about their district, why they're proud to be an American. Tell us about why you've got the greatest district out there.
My district is truly symbolic of America in that we have lots of working people, small business people, smaller farms, people who love America. They really do. They love this country, and they deserve for us to treat them well, and they will treat us well. So I think what I love most about it is, as I said, it is emblematic, it is symptomatic, it is symbolic of the greatness of America. people in my district want us to lead. They want us to be a country of greatness, of American exceptionalism. They believe in real values. They believe in our children and our grandchildren. They're just good people that work their back off and want a fair shake.
There you go. That's the American dream. Congressman Jeff Van